Welcome back. We're here to cover the third party. And if you haven't seen the Divine Masculine update, I would go through and actually take a look at it. We do cover the twin flame readings weekly. And yes, all the editions are out now, but definitely go check it out because in the Divine Masculines read, the karmic third party showed up. Now we are going to actually introduce myself. My name is Yildiz from Yildiz Readings. I'm a psychic medium, clairvoyant, and intuitive astrologer. We also online both host readings via my website and our landing page for Sage Inner Circle Network, our exclusive membership. Now, let's take a look at the karmic third party's energy. As you know, I mentioned I'm psychic, I'm a clairvoyant. The first thing I was getting from this read, and I have to be honest with you, I did start getting quite nauseated with this read. Just sitting with it prior to going live. Now, I do have a feeling that this person is out for something. They're wanting to achieve something. And it's like I'm seeing red. There's a lot of red coming through in this read. The ambience of it, the heart chakra energy, what they're wanting to go for. They're very passionate about this. Now, the funny thing is, one message I was getting, and I came across a video the other day, and they said that when we look at frequency, roses hold a large amount of frequency. I can't remember the video I landed on, but I thought this was very interesting that it came to me prior to the Rose of Maya. Now, one message I got was magic. The other message I got is this is heart-centered. It's something they want. They're very passionate and fiery about it, and they're really out to achieve it. Now, as we look to the most recent past, the right choice. Now, it's funny that this is coming up. I guess because we are in this roller coaster ride this month. And that roller coaster ride is because we're nearing the transition of the nodes. We will be then, after such, moving into eclipse season. We'll pick up the shadow, and we're in a Mercury retrograde, plus Juno is retrograde. Now, 29-degree point, or 29, this person in the past position had an opportunity to do things the right way, right? The battle between good and evil, I'm getting. However, this is the choice that they grappled with. Where they stand right now is due to passion, okay? Due to passionate choices, due to passionate situations. Yes, passionate dealings can come out and be exposed. What was done in the dark can be, during this time, exposed. I get this feeling that this could be something to do with morals in a connection. I do feel for some of us could be relating to a previous connection and betrayals. And whether there was loyalty in this connection with the karmic, whether the karmic was actually loyal, not how they got about, whether the karmic in this connection was actually being loyal. And it's funny because I get this crystal ball feeling. I get this Saturnian energy, almost like the world. And again, it's almost like this complaint. I don't have the tools, or, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what to do. And where I'm getting that is, although they may have had a reason for doing what they've done in the past, where they stand right now, it's like they're wanting to go back, but that it's almost like their choices are still going to be the same. So they're trying to convince themselves that if they try again, they're going to succeed and the plan isn't flawed, but they're coming to it with the same paradigm. I do feel it's funny. They've always known they were the odd one out. They've always known that the attention was elsewhere. But again, I do get that a third-party situation relating to the karmic is coming up. Interferences, influences, greed, and things that are done in the dark. This card on the foundation is a reversal. And I'm getting, two's company, three's a crowd, knowing who they truly love and realizing that this cycle is actually changing. They're wanting to pull it back in their favor at all costs. That's what I'm hearing, at all costs. But they're being guided to look back and say, how did that work for you in the past? How did that actually work for you? What is divine in nature will always be ordained. What's supposed to be is always going to be. And sometimes we can delay these things. But inevitably, and I just keep hearing the term, the rooster's coming to roost. Let me type it in. Let me see if I've got the term correctly. The chickens come home to roost. It means that a person's past bad decisions or wrongdoings have finally caught up with them, resulting in negative consequences or a reckoning. And this is from Google AI. Just typed it in, it always pops up at the top. The phrase traces its roots back to 1390. So again, that's the energy I'm getting. The chicken's coming home to roost. Look at the person and the outcome. And we're going to go into clarifying this because I want to dig a bit deeper. We all have karma. Okay, good and bad. We all have karma. But again, our whole hope in life is to move with personal truth and conviction and to face our shadow. Mercury's retrograde in Cancer. This person has an opportunity here to face their shadow. And the real reasons why the behavioural patterns are coming up and where the desire to hold on to something that has ended has been coming from. And we see this person at the moment almost in the fetal position, not really having faith in the process, not understanding the reasons why these things are happening. And somebody's trying to connect with them, but they're just not wanting to connect. They're not wanting to see something. They're not wanting to accept something, even though it is for their higher good. They feel afraid of the world. They feel afraid that they will never receive. And afraid that even if something bad was to come to pass, they wouldn't make it through this, that they feel they'd need to go back and start from scratch, do it all again, do it better. The Groundhog Day comes to mind here. It's like go back and do it again, except in Groundhog Day, initially the individual was like, I'm mad about this, I'm bitter. And it's the 7 stages of healing. And initially, they just mucked about. They're like, I can just do anything I want. And, that lost frequency. And you see that happening through the movie. To a degree, then they wanted to help and learn piano and, be at the right time at the right place and make the right choice. This person keeps coming back and the chickens keep coming to roost because a karmic lesson has not been completed. And their destiny hangs on this. And it's funny because when you look at it, you have the sun above it, almost like this person has wings. And look what they have on top of their head. Looks like an individual, romantic connection. Somebody, that's all they're thinking about, but they're missing the point. This isn't about a person. This is about an ascension process, becoming the best authentic version you can be. Authentic, honest, earnest, respectful. For self, not for others, for self. It feels like they're going back to ground zero. Having to really, away from individuals, find who they are. having to find the faith within themselves of who they are. There's every risk these individuals can come back up out from the darkness and have a reemergence. And this reemergence, even if they're away from a counterpart, it feels like whatever's unfinished is coming back to be finished. But it's like they're coming out to play. Unfortunately, by looking at this reading, and I'm just being real, yes, they do have an opportunity. They could change their ways, purge and heal and let go and have their own fresh beginning. For some, if they are not getting this, and this is a pattern repeated, and this is a chance, they're having a chance to use this correctly in a positive way, in a completed way. If they don't, this is messy, okay? The cycle starts over. Could it cause bedlam? Yes, it could. Is there some exposures of what's hidden connected to these individuals? Yes, I do believe so. Now, as we mentioned, we do cover these weekly. If you do want me to tune into your individual situation, feel free to jump online. These are all out now. So go through and take a look. And we will see you next week. Now, like I said, if you need a booking, you can go to the link. They are below. Visit the website for our exclusive membership that you can join and sign up. Otherwise, I will see you next week for the Karmic Third Party, Divine Masculine, and more.